Welcome to our video on compliance.
But before we dive into the topic, let's start by defining what compliance means.
Compliance refers to the act of following laws, regulations, and guidelines that apply to an organization. It is important for companies to comply with these rules because non-compliance can result in serious consequences, including fines, legal action, and damage to reputation.
Now, let's talk about fintech companies.
Fintech stands for financial technology and refers to companies that use technology to provide financial services. This can include things like online banking, mobile payments, and investment platforms. Fintech companies, like any other company, must adhere to relevant laws and regulations. However, the financial industry is heavily regulated, and fintech companies must be particularly diligent in their compliance efforts. This is because financial transactions involve sensitive personal and financial information, and a breach of this information can have serious consequences for individuals and the overall financial system.
So why is compliance important for fintech companies? In addition to avoiding legal and financial consequences, a strong compliance program can also help to build trust with customers and stakeholders. Customers need to trust that their personal and financial information will be handled securely, and a strong compliance program can provide reassurance. But how can fintech companies build an effective compliance program?
1. Identify applicable laws and regulations. The first step is to identify which laws and regulations apply to your company and industry. This will vary depending on the specific services you offer and the jurisdiction in which you operate. 2. Develop policies and procedures. Once you have identified the relevant laws and regulations, you should develop policies and procedures to ensure compliance. This may include things like training programs for employees, processes for handling sensitive information, and procedures for reporting any potential violations.
3. Implement controls. In addition to policies and procedures, it is also important to implement controls to ensure compliance. This may include things like regular testing, monitoring, audits, and reviews, as well as systems for monitoring and detecting potential compliance issues.
4. Communicate and enforce. It is important to communicate your compliance policies and procedures to all employees, and to ensure that they are properly trained and understand their responsibilities.
It is also important to enforce compliance, including taking appropriate action in the event of any violations.
So those are some guidelines for building a compliance program in fintech companies. By following these steps, you can help to ensure that your company is complying with relevant laws and regulations and build trust with customers and stakeholders. Thank you for watching our video on compliance. If you have any further questions or would like to learn more, please don't hesitate to reach out.